and I thank you for that and for your example. And Janet, you have served in this institution with such distinction. If it was up to me, you would be back in your special seat for 2 more years. Thank you very much for your friendship. Madam Chair, men and women of the Joint Caucus, I ask for your vote to become Maine's 55th Attorney General. The office of Attorney General is so very, very important to the future of Maine, and I have not answered this call to service lightly. I ask for your vote because I believe I have the legal experience to serve as the people's chief lawyer, the temperament to lead and direct the state's law firm, and the values that will always make you proud as Democrats. Now fast forward with me to Monday morning, January 5th at 7 o'clock a.m. The new Attorney General steps out of the elevator on the 6th floor of the Cross Office building, walks through the double doors, and down the corridor, past a row of unlit offices, into the northeast corner where his office is, or her office is. Sitting on a desk, awaiting, is a stack of 5 legal memos, each one urgent, each one containing a complex legal issue that could not be resolved by even the talented staff at the office. The top memo is especially urgent. A national employer has shut the gates at its main facility and has not paid the last 2 payrolls. 40 employees are owed back paychecks. Bills are coming due and families are desperate, but the lawyers are dragging their feet and they're telling our attorneys they're not going to pay. The second memo describes a legal challenge to a new law protecting children from toxic chemicals. The chemical industry has gone to court to try to block the new law, and the Attorney General's staff disagrees about the best strategy. In the third memo, a huge out-of-state company is abusing its monopoly power and driving up prices across the country. 20 states have joined in a lawsuit against the company, and 20 states have declined to join the lawsuit. Maine has until noon to decide what to do. The fourth memo relates an act of tragic violence. Down a quiet, snowy lane, a domestic quarrel has turned violent and 2 people have lost their lives. The homicide must be aggressively prosecuted. But we must also reapply ourselves to find new solutions, new ways to protect our families and to prevent domestic violence. The last memo hits home especially for racial minorities. A disturbing trend of racist actions has unsettled many communities, and some of these actions may be violations of law. A strong response is needed. This is not really about memos awaiting the next Attorney General. These cases involve real people struggling, people caring for their families, your neighbors and mine. The Maine RX case involved real people. I was honored to fight to defend Maine RX, the landmark law to bring down the prices of prescription drugs, enacted here in this building under the leadership of Shelley Pingree and Steve Rowe and many others. And when I think back on that case, I think of 2 things. I think of the long white marble steps leading up to the stately United States Supreme Court building, and I also think of Martha. When I last saw Martha, she was 84 years old. She eked out an existence alone, living near the Portland town line. She spent her time knitting mittens. She watched old movies and she loved The Price is Right. She spoke to me through her tears because she did not have the money to buy the medications that kept her alive. I vividly remember how Martha held out in her trembling hand a wrinkled list of the 8 medications that she was on. All she wanted was to be healthy enough to spend a little time with her beloved great-grandkids. It was people like Martha who inspired us, our legal team, to work such late nights on the Maine RX case, and she is the reason I am thankful every day that I can do this work. I hope that Martha is still playing with her grandkids, her great-grandkids, and I hope she never gives up, because I will never give up. In each of those memos sitting on that table, as in the case of Martha, real legal experience is not just helpful, It is essential. One candidate is ready right now to protect Maine people through all these tough issues. I don't want you just to consider my resume, but please consider my black and white stack of legal decisions and legislative enactments advancing the public interest. There is one candidate here who is fully prepared to face the financial, the energy, and the healthcare crises head on, who has spent his career as a lawyer standing up to powerful special interests on behalf of our people, who has defended landmark laws enacted in this great Capitol building, including one all the way up to the highest court of the land, who has a long record of skilled legal work fighting to protect our families, our businesses, and our economy, who has walked the walk. I believe I am that person. You know, an Attorney General faces unique challenges. The Attorney General must have a good sense of people, must have the temperament to manage conflicting interests and strong personalities, must set high standards, but yet maintain good morale. The new AG must convince some very tough lawyers from around the country that although we are a small state, we will not be intimidated. The mission demands someone with complex, recent, and sustained legal experience. I sincerely respect all the candidates in this race. There are many differing strengths. They're all good people. Each will contribute great things in the years ahead, no matter what. But my respect for you and for the people of Maine is on a higher level. And for that reason, I must ask whether legal experience long ago is the right qualification for a person to direct the state's legal team well into the 21st century. In 1992, the internet was a curiosity. Email was unheard of. A BlackBerry was something you could pick and eat at the side of the road. In the 16 years since 1992, the Maine Supreme Court has issued over 1,000 opinions. The United States Supreme Court has issued over 3,000 opinions. The law has been marching on. Can we take the risk? And each one of you here today knows just what is at stake. It is amazing to stand up here and look out at all of you, so passionate, so strong, so optimistic despite the challenges. Probably a little tired of all the speeches. So you were sent here to represent the men and the women and the children in places named Amity, Union, and Hope, Prospect, Friendship, Harmony. From Medibanks to Munjoy Hill, I see the passion for a better world in Adam Good, the creative flair of Peter Kent, the graceful intelligence of Peggy Rotundo, the love for his people that defines Herbie Clark. I see the worldly outlook of Andy O'Brien, the grasp of policy in the minds of Sean Flaherty and Elsie Flemings and Diane Russell and many others here, the wisdom and experience of Dennis Damon and the bravery of Alex Cornell DeVoe. I wish every one of you all those strengths and many more for the months ahead. There will be difficult decisions, and when you make them, I want you to know that your Attorney General is a full partner with you, that your Attorney General shares your passions and shares your values. On the core democratic issues that define us, issues like family leave, minimum wage, renewable energy, workers' rights and safety, and health care for all, I have been right there on the front line. As your Attorney General, I will give you passionate and experienced legal advocacy to match your passionate legislative work. You deserve no less. Maine deserves no less. I set out long ago to run a strong but dignified campaign. I have invited the public into this discussion. I have been criticized for that, but it has been worthwhile. I have respected your decision process. I have never pushed for a premature commitment to suit my ambition. In this sacred place, one commitment, the commitment to our people, transcends what happens out there. And now, it is decision time. The great people of our great state have entrusted you with their hopes and aspirations, with their safety and well-being. They have empowered you to lead, to make the future better than the past. Take the power you have been given. Act wisely, but boldly, in this vote and in everything you do for the people who sent you here. I will never stop fighting for the people of Maine, and it is my greatest passion to do so as your Attorney General, as their Attorney General. Thank you for your consideration, and I appreciate your vote.